My baby looking too good, yeah, she perfect. No, she worth it. When she pull up, all them man, them flirting. And yeah, she know that she a dime. Call up on my line. Told her, baby, bring it one time. Yeah. Girl, sit down and relax. Girl, let me put it on you, no time for chit-chat. Because she move like a queen and I like what I see.
What's goody? What's goody? I got my drink. Hey Sis merch. Probably should have that on the way, isn't it? For the supporters and that. It's your girl Yezzir. Intro. If you're wondering where AY is, aka Etiano. Sounds like a Spanish love song. This is a very impromptu episode. So there was literally no time to tell her, yeah, can you get up and come all the way down to HQ? It's not that kind of vibe. I've literally come off the train and I said, you know what, I need to get this off because I've had enough. We need to do something about the hooligans on different lines. You know exactly who you are. And I'm going to start naming and shaming some of these hooligans on certain train lines because it's getting out of hand now. I want to say that the Northern line is trash. And I feel the most problematic people are on the Northern line. You can't tell me you will find peace on the Northern line. That's a lie. I'm not trying to say from a biased standpoint, but the people that are the best to journey with, they respect themselves, they know about personal space, all these things. And this is my experience, okay? The people that are the most pleasant to journey with are people that go on the Jubilee line. I don't know what it is, but there's something going on there. I find peace on the Jubilee line. I find peace on the DLR going away from East London. If I'm going towards East London, certain monsters come out. You know who you are. When you're going towards Stratford International, Star Lane, all those stops there, the people are a bit funky. I said what I said. Don't argue with me, argue with your mum. The Elizabeth line, I just feel like as a taxpayer. Yeah, see how it just rolls off the tongue. The Elizabeth line, I had so much hope for it and I was patient. I was patient for the Elizabeth line, you know. But my thing is that every time I need it the most, like, you know, when you're like, yeah, today I really need to get to Paddington, or I really need to get to Liverpool Street, or freaking, what's it? Farringdon? Yeah, I need to get there, snappy, underlay type stuff. And I'm thinking, there's no one better for the job than the Elizabeth line. I hop on it. That's the day that the Elizabeth line wants to tell me signal failure. I was on the Elizabeth line. I was at Paddington. I needed to get to Ealing Broadway. They said that a swan is on the tracks. That there's nothing we can do, ladies and gentlemen. We can't touch it. It's the property of the royal family, blah, blah, blah. You're going to have to find an alternative route. I wanted to scream inside. Have you ever had your journey disrupted so much that you were screaming internally? This is what this public transport is doing to me. I try to toe the line at the bus because the bus will really work you up. The bus is the truest test of your patience. London buses will test your patience. You'll know if you have anger management problems when you go on the bus. Like a double decker or one decker. A one decker bus will test your patience for sure. So I said, okay, you know what? Train. I'm going to keep it at that, at the lowest. No shade, I'm just saying. But it's the fact that I get on the train now, the train ain't doing what it needs to do. How can I get on the DLR? It's not even the DLR, the Elizabeth line. I'm being told, yeah, you're going to have to wait a bit. And you know how you wait it out? Because you're like, if I leave now, it might start running up about in 5-10 minutes. It's not even worth trying to find an alternative route. So you wait it out thinking that you're being the smart one. Then the announcement that sends shivers down your spine. I got to take a sip. Hold on. The announcement that will send shivers down your spine is the announcement of, yeah, you're going to have to take an alternative route. Oh, my gosh. Alternative what? Did I plan for alternative? No. I live in a modern day city. That is London town, aka the concrete mother effing jungle. I have one route that I already planned before I left my house. Then my one route, you're telling me I can't do it. Driving now, let me face this fan in my direction. Oh, I needed this, man. It's hot as we going for a heat wave, yeah. Feels good. Let me show you what I'm working with. See this right here? Dangerous. My thing is this. Driving was sweet to begin with. I've been driving for a while. But then you started getting things like congestion charge. Then it was here. Then it was gone. Then it was just Monday to Friday. Remember when congestion charge was only Monday to Friday? Ugh. We didn't appreciate it while we had it. I'm so sorry. You know when I was moaning back then about congestion charge Monday to Friday, ending at 6 o'clock? Bring those days back. I don't know who we need to talk to, but bring it back, because the fact that I got to remember new timings, new days is another stress. Now, I thought the only enemy of driving progress was congestion charge. Now I got ULEZ. And I thought that's calm with ULEZ because my car's compliant. But you've extended the areas. My car's still compliant, but shout out to the ULEZ drivers. I know the ones that ain't got the ULEZ compliant cars. You are peed, man. I feel it though. I feel it for you. Commuting wise, driving has been made very uncomfortable. So I try to be like a chic chick and hop on the train. Now the trains are getting just as uncomfortable. I'm having to travel with a fan through the dungeon that is the Northern Line. Otherwise, I'll literally faint. I was heading to Brixton. I said to myself, rah, am I going to be that person that disrupts the whole journey? Because if I faint, I will need assistance. If this isn't awkward, I don't know what is. I thought about, I said, Lord, give me the strength to not be that person that disrupts the train journey. Hey, so you just watch an episode. Okay. You're not going to like, you're not going to subscribe, you're not going to share. To recommend to a friend of a friend. Are we really friends if you ain't doing that? Because I know you enjoy it. I'm definitely having an impromptu one happening right now. But we are on the road. Let me let you know what our goals are, because then we can manifest this together. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. I know you and I can make that happen. We are also on the road too. If you have Instagram, follow us at HeySis_UK. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. You see, no goal is too big for my God. Okay, Jehovah Jireh, wonderful provider. Now that I've got that out the way, let's get back to the episode. I think I might entitle this episode, I'm Petty, So What? But I got to do it with a neck, like, I'm petty, so what? Because there's things about the train. I'm taking the train because it's a lot more convenient for where I need to go to. A lot of things I do is either on the other side of town or central based. I can do one of two things. I could decide to fight the trains and get a car and get stuck in traffic. Or I can do a when in Rome, do as the Romans. That's where I'm at right now. So boom. But something is really grinding my gears, because maybe I'm petty. Maybe I'm petty because I've spoken to a few people about this and I've been given a few like eyebrows, a few side eyes. So I said, let me take it to Hey Sis. If I'm reading a newspaper, oh no, you know what? Bun the newspaper. Forget. If I'm on my phone and I've had the courtesy of downloading my show because I know there's no internet on certain lines, you will not be watching my screen. And I will be petty enough to do the following because it's rude. You don't know what's on my phone. I could be checking my bank account. I could be reading a message, a very personal letter on my emails, yeah. And you'll see people fully go like this. How are you going to look at my screen with chest? So I'm the type of person that if you look at my screen on the train, even if I'm watching a Netflix show, that's my enjoyment. I'm that petty. I'm that level of petty. If I've downloaded my show on Netflix and I'm watching it and I see you looking at my screen, I'll do this. You're not enjoying my show with me. It's a one-woman show. You cannot stare at it. Because some of them are subtitled, because you know how some trains can get really noisy, whatever. And one time I was on my phone and I saw someone literally watching the show with me. Like this, like. I said, no. I've suffered. And I've taken it on the chin like a champ. I've had to be the person to actually read the adverts on the tube. That's the level of slacking that I've gone through. That when it comes to taking an L, we all have to take our L with grace. So when I don't download a show, or I forgot to download my music, or even the one that hurts me the most is when you forget your headphones and you know you're taking like a 40-minute plus train journey. That's a different kind of pain. If I forgot my headphones, I will look up and I will read the adverts on the train. Yep, so interesting, lovely. Has nothing to do with me, but that's what it's called. It's called taking it like a champ. But there are some people that they will sit next to you and look at your screen. I had a woman ask me once, what's the Wi-Fi password on the train? I could have really taken the mick, but I was like to her, nah, you will have to download whatever you got going on prior. But then I thought to myself, would I do the same thing if I were in a different country? Like, let's be very honest. If you were born, even if you were, no offense, if you were like a baby boomer, Generation X, millennial, Gen Z, I don't think there's any excuse to ask someone what the Wi-Fi is on the train. I think that was a ridiculous question. I'm so sorry. But sometimes, have you ever been asked a question that's so silly that you stare at the person first because you think to yourself, should I be rude or should I just give a nice answer? And sometimes you got to take a minute because the rude answer is the one that comes out first naturally. The rude answer is like, what the hell did you just say? Yeah. But then you're like, wait, give me a minute. Give me a minute. Sorry, could you break that down for me? Or when you feel like you're at work, and someone says something so sideways that you weren't even expecting it, and you're like, huh. You just say, oh, could you break that down for me? Because when I'm at work, I'm even getting fired up talking about it. If you say something rude to me and I don't want to really get on your neck that quickly because I'm still trying to assess the situation, I've clocked the rudeness, but I'm going to say, could you break that down for me or could you elaborate? It's not for my sake. It's for your sake because I'm giving you an opportunity to wind your neck in. I'm giving you the opportunity to rethink what you just said for your own sake. That's how nice of a person I am. And this is some in-person stuff as well. When it's the emails, sometimes the tone has to change real quick. If I'm at work and I don't F with you, the kind regards will quickly go to regards. And I don't think you heard me. I don't think you heard me. If I'm at work and I sense a certain tone from you, I'm a kind regards type of girl. But if I sense some rudeness, the kind regards will quickly go to regards. And if I am pissed, the regards will be straight nothing. I won't even bother with a from. It'll be nothing. I won't even sign my name off. You see the signature that's normally there anyway automatically? I will remove it. So you know the tone. You know when I'm nice and you know when I'm not in a good mood. And that's because you offended me. Yep. Because if I'm doing the back and forth with you at work and I know you normally say, hey, hi, my name, and then you address the subject that matter. And then all of a sudden, no hi, no hey. You just go straight into it. No kind regards. I'm like, okay, you pissed. I can be pissed too. That's fine. That's fine. Because there's certain people that once it's 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, they'll act like they never saw your email. And the worst thing is when you got something going on, you need it sorted out on a Friday. And then that person says, oh, I didn't see your email. I didn't see your email, babe. So sorry, babe. But guess who you're going to see on Monday? Me. And you see from Monday, I'm going to keep the same energy up until Friday. That's the level of petty I can be. Because if I needed you on Friday to execute something, and I'm not an idiot, I would never ask you to do something on a Friday that I know would go into like out of hours stuff. So I would have come from the top of the morning asking you to pattern this for me. And if you go, oh yeah, I didn't see your email, babe. Okay. You didn't see my email. That's fine. I didn't see your email. I didn't see the appointment you invited me to and you wanted me to accept. I didn't see the deadline you needed at the time. I didn't see the phone call that you needed for me to pick up. I didn't see. That'll be my new theme song. Because I can get that petty. And it's the same thing with the train. If I'm getting on the train and this always happens on the DLR train there's some key seats on the DLR. So you have the kind of quad. I call it a quad. You go and you turn left, boom. You're at the end of a carriage. You got a little bit extra leg room. You don't really have people passing through you in the front because it's in that kind of formation. You know which one I'm talking about? Cool. This girl was on the left, inside of the quad. She crossed her legs. She crossed her legs like she was on a date. And then she sat diagonally. I've approached. I'm so sorry, but I don't know if we need to be taught this in modern day society, yeah? But if I'm in the supermarket or if I'm in the train, if I come close to you, do I really have to say, excuse me? No, think about it. Think about it. If I'm coming up to you like this in the supermarket or the train, do I really have to say, excuse me, before you move? Or are we just doing the tango together? So I'm on the train now. Mind you, this girl, legs crossed, sat diagonally, like it's her dad's carriage. Cool? I get there, I stand. I'm looking at her, she's looking at me. I'm looking at her, thinking this brickhead. I said to her, I need space to sit down. She's like, oh. This girl didn't uncross her legs, you know. She just moved up. So then I'm the type of person, when I sit, maybe I'm petty, yeah. So when I'm sitting on the train, yeah, my thing is that wherever the partition is as to where my seat ends is my space, yeah. So like here, this is my space. I'm going to be like that. This girl's feet was in my space. So I'm looking over and I'm staring at her feet. I'm staring. But I also did a 10-second countdown because I said if I count to 10 and she's not moved her legs, I'm causing a scene on this train. I hate to cause a scene. And ask anybody that knows me. I hate to cause a scene. But for you, I'll cause a scene that day. So I was looking there and I was doing my countdown. I was like, you know when you act like a mad person, people act correct. So I was like this, 1, 2, 3. She was like, are you okay? I said, no, I'm not okay because my foot space has been encroached. You're encroaching into my foot space. She's like, oh, this when this bonehead decides to uncross her legs, yeah? I was like, nah, I'm okay. You see when people try to do the whole, oh, you're moving mad. I was like, nah, I'm okay. Thank you. Thank you. You know when it's like the British thing, it's like we don't need to swear, we don't need to raise our voices. But my tone will say it all. You know when people back in the day used to go, good day to you and a good day to you too, sir. Good day. Good day. That's what I did with her. You okay? I'm okay now. Yes. But I'm thinking about it, man. I don't think when it comes to central London, I want to take a break off the train. I think I need to get a Thames Clipper, a young Thames Clipper. When I see people queuing up, I look at it, I'm like, oh, they're cute. I don't think the Oyster card is the same thing for the Thames Clipper. Is that a separate situation? No, it's the same for the Thames Clipper, but when you get in the Emirates Airlift, it's separate, I think. If you're listening to this episode on Spotify, I've done a nice little extended version for you. So then you can listen to this. You might be on the train yourself. And I know most of what I've said is like a rant, but if you are on the train, please exercise patience, man. Because people will really try and test you by any means possible. We need to remember that when people are leaving their house, we don't know what they've left. They could have just come fresh off an argument. They got a bill they can't pay. Their dog bit into their outfit. A bunch of stuff. They just broke up with somebody. A bunch of stuff. So before you engage in anything, the best piece of advice I ever got when it comes to getting into any kind of altercation with somebody, we're not just talking about fisticuffs here and the physical. The best advice I ever got was never get into a fight with someone that has nothing to lose.
I wanna get more of that.
I undress and he blows success. Lay down as you decompress. Come on and forget the stress. Got the 9 to 5 cause he tryna change his life. He can't help it but to show his bad side. So he call me Jesse when he want that good ride. Follow my stride, you know you want a good time.